see, in JavaScript, could you just tell me how does a JavaScript program run simply? If I have a JavaScript program, how does it run?
Yeah, it runs in a line by line execution. It is a synchronous language, a single threaded language, JavaScript.
Okay.
So line by line execution will happen in the JavaScript.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So what compiles that? Something can you do? If I give you a HTML file with a JavaScript code and I load it on the browser, what happens? At least some knowledge on how it gets executed or something like that.
Yeah. For HTML in the body tag, we will be having a script tag. And in the header tag, we will be having the link tag that is connected for style sheets.
Okay.
Yeah, if you want to change any functionality of the, if you are writing some function, if you want to change the functionality, we will be writing in the script tag by referring to that index file, like index.js or something. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Okay. So where does it say, for example, I take a Chrome browser, and where will my JavaScript code run in the Chrome browser?
That is V8 engine we will be having.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the V8 engine it runs, and if you go to the V8 engine or internally, eventually there is some process that runs your JavaScript code, right? So can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, here it will be having a call stack for that. In the browser, we will be having a call stack for that. So whatever maybe the code first of all, when you are writing the code, it will be having a global scope, and at that time the memory allocation will happen. Whatever the variables we are declaring, those will be allocated with some memory. Like for example, we are declaring var a equal 10. Firstly, var a is allocated with some memory. Memory execution, after that code will be executed. Memory allocated, after that code will be executed. It will be assigned with some 10 value or something like that.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So have you heard about event loop?
Yes, event loop.
Can you tell me a little bit about it? What is the purpose of event loop?
Yeah, event loop is
So earlier in our conversation, you said JavaScript is a single threaded, right?
Yes, single threaded.
So what makes how are we able to run multiple threads in JavaScript?
Because it is single threaded, because it will be executed after one after the other. But we are using functions like web APIs we are using. For example, set timeout. These all are provided by the browser.
Okay.
So.
Okay, got it. No problem. So coming to JavaScript, so can you differentiate between an arrow function and a normal function, the advantages, disadvantages?
Yes. Like arrow function is having it don't have they are not hoisted, but the functions will get hoisted. Arrow functions will have their own this keyword, but for functions they will take the inside this it will be there, right? Like global scope this that will be there.
Okay. And so if I use this inside my arrow function, what will it refer to?
Sorry, hello?
If I use this keyword inside an arrow function, what will it refer to?
Sorry, hello?
Yeah, I'm using a keyword called this inside an arrow function. Okay. What will it refer to?
It refers to the it won't have that inside arrow function you are having this keyword you are saying.
Yes. So inside a normal function, forget about arrow function. Inside a normal function, I use this dot something like that.
It refers to the window.
Which one?
Window, like the global object we will be having, right? This means refers to the window object actually.
In normal function or in arrow function?
In normal function, I am saying.
In arrow function?
In arrow function, this won't be. I think it will give some error.
Okay. All right. Okay, that's fine. So, what is a closure? If you know, have you heard about it?
Yeah, closure is a phenomenon in JavaScript. Means like we have a nested functions inside in the if we are having nested functions, in the first function we have declared some variable var a equal to 10, and in the second function inside it we can access that variable a inside, that is called closure. Like it will be the lexical environment, we can say.
Okay, lexical scope. Okay.
Lexical scope, yeah.
Right.
So the parent elements, the parent functions can have, like the childs can access the parent variables and methods.
Okay. Okay. So coming to async await and promises or something like that. Have you been using them for your coding?
Yes.
So which one did you prefer? A promise, writing a promise, writing a async await, or for asynchronous programming?
Yes, async await is more comfortable because for promise we have to write every time dot then method, and it will be like pending, resolve and reject will be there in the promises. Where it comes to async and await, simply in the function, if you in front of function we can declare async, like we can write async, and simply we can put result equal to some await of something, so directly we can get the result. Yeah.
Okay. And can you explain what is promise.all and how it is useful?
Okay, promise.all is there will be like some methods in promises, 4 methods I think. Promise.all is used for whether it will check everything is resolved or not.
What is that everything? Can you
like
explain?
list of objects is, if it is there, everything got resolved or not, it will check.
Is that everything as an object, or is that everything promises?
Like every promise is got resolved or not, it will check.
Okay. Okay. Coming to API calls using inside async await. So how can I do a API call for getting probably synchronous call? I wanted to actually wait for my API request response and then execute on something. So what will I do if I have that requirement?
Sorry, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat?
Say inside method I have okay, let me ask you another question before that. So how do you call APIs using React or
using Axios we can do that.
Okay, Axios, and is there any other alternatives?
And fetch method we can use, but finally we have to change it to JSON. We have to use. Sorry, what is it?
Okay.
Yeah, fetch method we can use that.
Okay, you have to use Axios. So for example, you use an Axios call. Where will you write this Axios call method? Inside a function or inside an arrow function? Where will you write them? And what will you do to handle it in a better way?
Like in use effect, we can write those. What is it?
So,
yeah.
So can we write that in a render method or in a? Can we write?
Where?
Suppose the calling of an API.
Hello. Yes. You are saying something.
Yeah. Say for example, I have a page and I'm calling about React. I have a page, and before the page load, I want to download some data. Where will I write the code?
Like you can, like to get the API, you are saying, like API data?
Yeah, API data.
Yes, you can take that variable and store it in some const URL equal to something like that. You can declare it, right?
No, I'm asking, I have a page and before the page loads, I have to call an API and fetch some data and then only render my method. Okay, render my page. So where will I write the code? That was my question. Where will I write the API call?
Use effect you can write, right?
Use effect. Okay. So what is use effect dependency? Have you heard about dependency?
Yes, dependencies. It depends on the state. Like if it is empty dependency means whatever may be the state change. Like if you are using some 2 to 3 states for example for button click or input change, whatever may be the state change, that will re-render the page again and again. If you are giving empty dependency, only one time the page will be rendered. If you are giving some dependency like count or something, like if I'm clicking some button, then I want to change my like 1, 2, 3, like 4. If I want to increment the value, like if I'm when the count is changed, at that time only the page will re-render.
Okay.
Yeah, we can send that as a dependency to that use effect inside that use effect.
So can I have in my React page? Can I have multiple use effects?
Yeah, multiple use effects is also possible.
Okay. So I will have one use effect with empty. I'll have one use effect with a dependency. Which one will come first?
Yeah, with empty dependency will be loaded first.
Okay. All right. Can you explain what is HOC pattern in React?
Higher components, like it will take the component as input and it will return a new component. Like if we are having state like 2 or 3 states, like one state we are using in like 2 states, we are using in the 2 components differently. So instead of using like for example two components we are having, in those 2 components the functionality is same. The state whatever code we are writing there, that are same. So instead of that, we can directly pass those state functions to those higher order components. Like we can create a component and we can pass that higher order components between these 2 states.
These 2 components are states?
Sorry, 2 components, sorry.
Okay. Alright. So to avoid that, what can we do in React? If we avoid, building higher order components, what do we do in React?
Like we can have context API is possible. So where the whole state will be present, like in the context. So whichever component is needed, so they can take their state.
Okay.
So prop drilling, to avoid prop drilling also we'll use context.
Okay. And